So this is the lab radar. What it does is it's kind of an advanced chronograph. What it's doing is it's going to giving you your initial speeds and then as well as speeds downrange. So what we use this for is when we have customers doing performance testing, we're having them shoot a variety of weights, and they can see, you know, what their initial performance is with those different arrow weights, as well as how they're performing downrange at 20 yards. What this typically shows is as your arrow weight increases, the speed loss decreases. And that's a product of the higher mass, higher momentum, and retaining that momentum from the mass. All right, so we're starting with a Momentum Black 330, 100 grain point on it. So this arrow is a total weight of 530 grains. All right, so now this is the Momentum Black 250 with a 200 grain point. Total arrow weight is 658 grains. All right, so for the last set, we've got the Momentum UFOCs. This is a 175 with a 200 grain point on it. Total arrow weight is 835 grains. You know, the further that you're hunting, like especially when you go out west, you know, there's less cover, there's less terrain. You a lot of times can't get those 20-yard shots. So I mean, it's not uncommon to be looking at 60, 70, 80-yard shots in some cases, depending on what you're going after. And I mean, even looking at these numbers, if you're losing, you know, 530 is not a light arrow for the industry. That's, a lot of guys would consider that slightly heavy. But now you're losing a little over 8 feet per second every 20 yards. You stretch that out to 80, and now you just lost 25. So now it becomes a matter of, you know, what is acceptable for your setup and for what you're wanting to do with it. And I mean, these are averages. Your fletching choice, all that kind of stuff is going to come into play and can drastically change this. You can have much greater losses, and in some cases you can see a little less loss. But the big thing to remember is when you're stretching out, you want to look at what's happening downrange and make sure that, you know, you have enough mass, because it's not changing, to maintain those numbers.
Appreciate you letting us come out here
Yeah.
and use your lab radar.
Thanks for stopping by, Trophy Hunters.